Morning, everyone. I think Mother Nature listened to me. If you listened to my video yesterday, you have heard that I was complaining about if it's going to be cold, then we should at least get snow and not rain. Well, I wake up this morning to find a nice dusting. It looks pretty out there. So I hope that today y'all get outside and enjoy a little bit of this Mother Nature in the first of our winter. Um, be warm, have some hot cocoa when you come inside, and enjoy yourselves. So lesson 20, we are going to do a concept development video. Yesterday, I only posted the answers to the problem set, so I didn't do a problem set video. So I'm going to keep trying that for a while. I'm going to ask you how you like that, and then I'm also going to check on your exit tickets and see if it's having an impact there. If we need to, I'll go back to creating them. But I'm seeing on my YouTube channel, not many people are watching those videos all the way through, which is okay. So I'm just going to post the answers on a picture and see how that works for you to check your work. Now, please, when you're checking your work, that you go back and make corrections as well. That's how we get better. All right. Now, let's get into the lesson. So today, lesson 20, we're dividing 2 and 3 digit dividends by 2-digit divisors. Um, should only have a single digit quotient, meaning there's only going to be one digit answer for the quotient, where we'll work our way up into multi-digit quotients. So keep that in mind while you're solving this. There's only going to be a single digit quotient with remainders. Um, you guys know when you're in person, I talk a lot with my hands. I just realized I was doing a lot of talking with my hands and my camera's not even up. So that's fun. All right. So let's get rolling then. Let me get my tool. Let's do the next page. Background color. Let's do a light blue today. And let's do orange on top of it. All right. So let's practice with the expression 72 divided by 21. Whoa, there's no zeros in this like yesterday. So this one's going to be not as easy just to count by our multiples. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our estimating skills. The practice when we were practicing estimating and rounding to estimate, we're going to use that to help us try to figure out our first attempt, our first try at how many groups we can take out of it. So what I mean by that is if we look at, and I'm going to change colors. If we look at our divisor, I'm on the eraser tool, sorry. Remember, I'll just go back to this. This is the dividend, the first number in a division, the whole part, the number we're starting to work with to try to divide into equal groups or figure out how many numbers go into each group. So the dividend is the whole number. The second number is our divisor. And our divisor is either two things. It's either telling us how many groups we're dividing into or how many go into each group. So we have the dividend, we have the divisor. The quotient will be the answer, and this will equal quotient. So when I'm saying finding the quotient, we're talking about finding a division solution. And it'll be the quotient and remainder, though. Okay? I'm just going to put REM. Great band. But anyways, dividend, divisor, quotient, remainder. Those are the words that we're going to be using, the vocabulary we're going to be using throughout division constantly. That's the language of division. So back to what we were talking about in terms of rounding to help us solve this. So let me go to red. So remember, we always rounded the divisor to be able to make our estimates. So if we think about, and we're just going to do it, we're thinking that would round to 20. Well, if we count by 20s in our head, 20, 40, 60, 80. Well, 4 groups would give us 80. That's too many, right? So we know that 72 divided by 20 is approximately going to give us 3 and some remainders, right? So actually, we don't even have to say, and whoa, Mr. Briggs, come back to me. Where's my work? Oh no. Oh, there it is. Whew. Mr. Briggs. Really don't need to say this right here because by using this symbol, the approximate symbol, You didn't need to show. We're saying 72 divided by 20 is about 3. Perfect. So that's what we're going to start with in our long division, our standard algorithm. So let's go ahead and put the dividend inside the den and put the actual divisor, not the estimated divisor. We're solving now. We're going to put the actual divisor on the outside. And let's go ahead. And we said 3 was our estimate. Let's start with 3. Because if we did 4, 4 would give 4 groups of 20 gives us 80. We know that's too much. So let's start with 3. And why did I put it over the 72? Think about that. Well, because we're dividing 72, right? We're not dividing 7, we're dividing 72. So we want to put it over the digit that we're working on, the place value that we're working on. Well, so what is 21 times 3? Well, if you can't do it in your head, go ahead and set it up real quick. That should be 63. Keep that because that might be helpful for our remainders. So regroup from there. 12 minus 3 is 9. 6 minus 6 is 0. So I have 3R9. Now remember, we know that we're done because our remainder is less than our divisor. If our remainder was more than our divisor, that's our clue. I got to pin this so I don't keep losing it. That's our clue that we're done dividing. If our I might have messed up what I was saying. Let me restate it. If our divisor is larger than our remainder is larger than our divisor. I can't speak this word, but I'm catching my mistakes before I go on. So I hope that you recognize that. If our remainder is larger than our divisor, that means we can still pull one group out of that, at least. But when our remainder is smaller than our divisor, we know that we're done dividing equally. Now, if we wanted to go into decimals, we will in the future. But right now, we're going to show our remainder. Now, that was one way I want to see the answer. I want to see the Q equals, R equals, just because I want to make sure you know which of these parts of your quotient are what. Which one's the quotient? Which one's the remainder? And then to take it up to a 6th, 7th, 8th grade level, let's go ahead and represent it as a fraction. Well, those 9 remaining parts are out of 21 whole pieces, because if we had 21, well, we would have another whole, right? So 3 ways to show the answer. On top of our long division, Q equals, R equals, and then fraction. Now we have to check. This is what I forgot to build into the lesson yesterday. And remember, it's quotient times divisor. And I had to spell out divisor because dividend starts with a D2, plus remainder. Well, quotient times divisor was done right here. 21 times 3 was 63. And then I'm going to add that 9. I like showing my quotient times divisor plus remainder as an expression, doing the parentheses first. So I do the quotient times divisor. That gives us 63. And then I add the remainder, which is 9, which gives me back to 72. And then I can do that beautiful, satisfying check mark, knowing that I'm right before I even turn in any work. I don't have to have anyone look at this because I know I'm right. You know you're right. And that's a good feeling. So let's go ahead and try another one. So let me get a new problem for us. Let's try to work with 94 divided by 3. Sorry, not 3. 94 divided by 43. Sorry. Words are hard this morning. All right, 94 divided by 3. So first step, let's estimate to try to help us figure out where to start. So let's go ahead and round our divisor. Which one's the divisor? First or second number? Yeah, 43 is our divisor. So we're going to round that to 40. So if we count by 4s, 4, 8, 12. Now, if we think about that as 4 tens, 40, 80, 120, which one of those was going to be closest to 94? Yeah, it's going to be 80, right? Because 40, if you want to visualize it, 120. Well, 120, 3 groups of 4 would be too many. 80, which is 2 groups, is going to get us closest. So 94 divided by 40 is approximately 2. Okay, great. That's what we're going to start with in our long division. So let's go ahead and set it up in long division. So the dividend goes inside the den, 94 divided by 43. Now, we said our estimate when we're thinking about it, we're like 2, right? So let's try that. Go ahead. Oops, come on, 2. And how much is 43 and 43? How much is 2 groups of 43? Well, again, if you can't do that in your head, that's okay. Set it up. 86. Okay, so let's see how many are remaining when we use 2 full groups. And remember, if our remainder is larger than our divisor, we probably need to go back and try one more group. But I think we're going to be okay. 84 and 14, that's what I wanted to do. 14 minus 6 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So our remainder is 8. So 2 with a remainder of 8. So our estimate was really reasonable, right? And so let's do a Q equals, R equals, and then our fraction 2 with 8 parts out of 43. And then we want to do our check. So remember, that's quotient times divisor plus remainder. Okay, so quotient was 2. 2 times the divisor was 43. And our remainder was 8. Well, we already did the math for 2 times 43, so 86 plus 8. And that is 94. And the super satisfying check mark to say we're done. Great. All right, let's do another. I hope this is starting to feel a little bit flowy. Now you're starting to see the connections to some of the lessons that we were doing before and how they're building on. You guys are really starting to click with this stuff. I'm really proud of you, so keep it up. Remember, Mr. Briggs is always available for help via Zoom, via email. I know, Anthony, you were emailing me yesterday asking questions. I know it wasn't math, but I respond pretty quickly. I have it on my phone, so if you're ever stuck, I tried my best to get to you. So let me know if you ever need my help. I am here for you guys. All right, let's do one more problem. Actually, let's do 2 more problems. We'll go a little faster though. All right, we're gonna go a little faster. We're gonna try to bang out 2 problems in the next 5 minutes. So let's go. Remember, you can always pause me. All right, so we're gonna work with the expression 84 divided by 23. First step, let's go ahead and estimate to see what we're gonna be working with. All right, so we know that we're not gonna change the divisor. 84 divided by, yeah, I'm rounding down. I see I stopped. I had to check. I was rushing. I want to make sure. Oops. I want the approximate symbol, not the equal symbol. All right. So 84 divided by 20 is approximately what? Well, 20. Let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, but we're talking about 2 tens, so it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 100 would be too many, so it's definitely the 80. So that's approximately 4 groups. Okay, well, let's set it up now and solve for the actual answer. 84 goes inside the den. It's the dividend. The divisor, the actual divisor, goes on the outside. And we are going to try 4. Interesting. I wonder if anybody sees it yet. If you do, you might be yelling at your screen right now. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 more is 92. Uh-oh. This is what we're talking about. Oops, let me use a better color to highlight right now. 92 is too much, too many groups to take away from 84. We can't take more away from 84 than we actually have. We have to have less than 84 to be able to equally do that. So 4 groups obviously doesn't work. So we probably should try 3 groups, right? So let's go ahead and set it up and try 3 groups. So what did I do? I didn't erase, I didn't try, I just started over. Start over. It's way easier sometimes. Well, 23 times 3, 969. Okay, let's try that. 7 and 14, so 14. I'm sorry, that I know what those numbers are. That it's hard to see. 14 minus 9 is 5. 7 minus 6 is 1. Let's check. Is our remainder smaller than our divisor? Sure is. We're done. 3 with a remainder of 15, so our Q is equal to 3. The remainder is equal to 15. What would our fraction be? Well, it would be 3 wholes with 15 parts out of 23, right? If we had 7 more, nope, 8 more, sorry, can't do my math that well. If we had 8 more pieces, we'd have 4 wholes. We'd have, whoa, I have no idea how that happened. I was using my touchpad. What is going on right now? Okay, just pretend that red line doesn't exist. Whoa, what is going on? This is me using my mouse right now. Oh, that was weird. All right, let's just clear it. Oh, wait, we gotta do our check. All right, let me just scroll down underneath my messiness right there. All right, let's quickly do our check. Quotient times divisor plus remainder. I really love doing it as expressions. Expressions were one of the things that we were weak on in our assessment. So let's try to build it and use it in this way so that we can continue to build those skills. Well, quotient was 3, divisor was 23, and remainder was 15. So 3 times 23 was 69 plus 15. Oh, I can't do that one in my head. It's so easy. So let me just set it up. 84 is 84 what we started with. Check. Love it. Let's go. Another problem. That's how I feel when I do checks. It just makes me feel like, yeah, I'm done. Moving on. I know it feels good to know you're right. All right, last problem, and then we're moving on to the exit ticket. I did that one in 4 minutes, so really I only have 1 minute on this one. So let's go. 57 divided by 29. Okay, so we're gonna round the divisor to 30, right? Okay, so if we think about that, 30, if we count by 3, is 3, 6, 9. And if we think about those as 3 tens, 30, 60, 90. Yeah, 60 is even too much, right? So we can only do 1, approximately 1. Okay, well, let's set it up. 57 divided by 29. We said there's only going to be 1 group. Well, that's easy to multiply, right? Remember, if the remainder is larger than our divisor, we know we could do another group. 17 minus 9, 8, 28. Oh, that's really close. Real close. If we had 1 little more piece. Let me pause you. Somebody's calling me. All right, that was Mrs. Fitzgerald. She says hello. And let's get back into it. Where was I? Oh, yeah, I was writing my quotient. Quotient is 1, remainder is 28. So close to being another whole. Our fraction would be 1 and 28 over 29, just to show us that knowledge. Great, let's do quotient times divisor plus remainder. Quotient times divisor plus remainder is, so we got 1 times 57 plus, let me put that in parentheses, plus 20. Oops, not 57, Mr. Briggs. I just looked up at the problem. I took 57, but it's 1 times 29, right? That's our divisor. So 29 plus 28. Well, I can't do that in my head, so I'm going to set it up over here on the right-hand side. 29 plus 28, 57. Check. Beautiful. Let's get on to the problem set. I'm just going to, word problems. Let's pick some math problems to do on this. You don't need to do them all. I'd like you to do every single one on the front, so all of these. Now, the directions say divide and check with multiplication. So you do not need to do the estimate unless you want to see it. You don't have to write it down. You should be doing it in your head to help you solve this. So let me zoom in and I'll do number 1 with you. Come on, zoom in, fit to width. All right, so 20, let's think about what we would round it to. Well, in my head, I'd round 21 to 20, 20, 40, 60. I'm gonna try 2 groups first. So 21 divided by 49. So just do those steps that I just did. Count by your estimated divisor to figure out what a reasonable starting quotient would be. So we're saying we're going to try with 2. Well, 21 plus 21 is 42. Remember, if you do that and either the number is too large to take away or your remainder is larger than your divisor, you need to go back and redo it. So 2R7. And remember, we're going to show the answers in a few more ways. Q equals 2, R equals 7. Let's show a fraction. 2 was 7 over 21. Actually, it's 2 1/3, if you can see that. And then we're going to do quotient times divisor plus remainder. Okay, so quotient was 2 times divisor is 21 plus our remainder of 7. We do what's in the parentheses first. Oops, I scrolled down too far. We do what's in the parentheses first. 42 plus 7, 49, check. Okay, that's the steps you need to do. All right, so you're going to do the rest of those problems on here. I'll be posting a picture of the answers. All right, what's over here? 2 and 3. Let's just do 2 and 3. We're not going to do this last page. You do not need to do the last third page of your problem set. So no 4 and 5. That's a lot of work today. So let's just make sure we're practicing these division skills and try our best on the first 2 pages of the problem set. All right, I'm only going to post the first 2 pages of the problem set in the lesson. Nice job, guys.